Shoppers on Britain's high streets are experienced bargain hunters. Some are walking encyclopedias. They know if the price is right. But it hasn't always been like that.
For the price of a pint of milk, I'll tell you all I know.
Not very long ago, you could waste a lot of time shopping around because most of the goods in the shops were sold at exactly the same price. It was called resale price maintenance. When it was abolished under the Resale Prices Act passed on the 13th of May 1964, Britain's high streets changed forever. Before then, resale price maintenance, RPM for short, allowed manufacturers to set the prices shops charged for goods. In these days of price comparison websites, it all seems rather peculiar. Retail historian Andrew Seth remembers how it worked. So, all right, you get a tin of beans like this. You get it in this store?
Yeah.
Exactly the same price somewhere else?
No point in shopping about because it would be exactly the same price wherever you were.
And what was the point of that?
Well, the point of it was that it took the price weapon out of the hands of the stores and left it with the manufacturers.
Which meant shops had to use weapons other than price to compete with each other. But things like promotional freebies could leave shoppers in a pickle.
I find that the shopping is confusing. I don't know whether I'm getting a good buy, I'm getting offered free spoons or something else, and it's just bewildering.
A lobby led by the emerging shopping superpowers, the supermarkets, pressed for change.
In those days, there were very few of them and they had a very small share, 10% maybe.
Despite that, the reformers won the day with the passing of the Resale Prices Act, which banned most price fixing and changed the face of shopping.
It was the beginning of a retail revolution. Suddenly, overnight, you had prices going everywhere, and if you were a clever shopper, you could get around and find where the bargains were, and that was a good thing.
And most of the bargains were in the supermarkets and larger retailers. It was the beginning of their relentless rise, and all at the expense of the small, independent stores. But almost half a century after the act that smashed price fixing, in some areas, the manufacturers still influence the price their goods are sold for. With this perfume, for instance, you're very unlikely to be able to find it being sold at a discount. Similar things happen in fashion. What manufacturers of luxury products often do is sell goods to retailers they know won't cut prices to the bone.
Well, there are some exclusive brands who restrict the distribution, i.e. they don't sell to every retailer in the high street.
But how can they do that under the law?
There's no law to say that they have to supply particular retailers. However much the retailer may say, we can shift, volumes of your product. If the manufacturer doesn't want to supply that retailer, then they don't have to. The law just says that the manufacturers are not allowed to dictate the price at which retailers sell.
Yeah, that's the price I pay for loving you the way that I do.
The fight between manufacturers and retailers over restricting supplies turned nasty in 1998. Tesco brought in container loads of Levi 501s from abroad. They tried to pile them high and sell them cheap. Levi's went to court and won. The court decided Tesco couldn't do what it wanted with the Levi heritage.
Well, the argument was that Levi's is not just about a pair of jeans that you might wear in the garden, for example. They also have fashion jeans with different styles, different fits, different cut, and all of that is something that they invest in.
The end of resale price maintenance nearly 50 years ago changed Britain. The consumer became king, the corner shop went into steep decline, and the supermarkets began their long rise to dominance.